And a former top commander of Colombia's largest rebel group, the Revolutionary Armed Forces, better known as FARC, is making a call to arms, vowing to return to war just 3 years after the rebels signed a peace deal to lay down their weapons. RT correspondent John Huddy is joining us live from the Miami studio with the latest developments on this. John, what can you tell us?
Well, first of all, the commander, whose real name is Luciano Marin, is known by the alias Ivan Marquez Manila. He said in a newly released video that his group, as you mentioned, known as FARC, would return to fighting the Colombian government, saying the government has not honored the 2016 peace agreement. Now, Marquez called for a, quote, new phase of the struggle under the universal right that all people have to raise arms against oppression, end quote. In the video, he's flanked by two other rebel commanders whose whereabouts at this point are also unknown, all appearing armed and in uniform and with other rebels alongside them in what appears to be a new rebel encampment somewhere in the jungle. Now, 3 years ago, FARC signed that peace agreement with the Colombian government aimed at ending the 52-year war in which some 220,000 people were killed and millions displaced. Marquez was one of the chief negotiators of that agreement, which was negotiated in Havana, Cuba. Here's what he said. Listen.
When we signed the Havana Agreement, we did it with the conviction that it was possible to change the lives of the humble and the dispossessed. But the state has not fulfilled even the most important of its obligations, which is to guarantee the lives of its citizens, and in particular to prevent their murder for political reasons.
And also part of that peace deal, FARC was allowed to keep its famous acronym as it transitioned into a political party and was guaranteed 10 seats in Colombia's Congress. Well, just last year, Ivan Marquez disappeared after his nephew was arrested and extradited to the United States on drug trafficking charges. And another rebel commander, who's also in that video with Marquez and goes by the alias Jesus Sanchez, is also wanted by the U.S. over drug trafficking conspiracy charges as well. Speaking of drug trafficking, earlier this month, the international watchdog organization Human Rights Watch published a 64-page report on abuses committed against civilians by armed groups in Colombia's mountainous Catatumbo region, which is on the border of Venezuela, if you look at a map there. And specifically, according to Human Rights Watch, the quote-unquote war raging there over drug trafficking. Now, the report, Manila, says that 3 armed groups are fighting over drug routes and coca plantations abandoned by FARC rebels in that region, including the Popular Liberation Army, the National Liberation Army, and a small group of former FARC fighters. So we'll have to wait and see where all of this is going to go. Manila, back to you.
John Huddy, thank you for that.